Hello friends, welcome to C# Intermediate to Advanced tutorial. In this sub-series, we are talking about C# IEquatable interface. And in this video, we will see the limitation of equals method provided by the object. We will also see why we need to override it. And the last video, we talked about IEquatable interface. Now let's see a code example. Here, if you see, we have a class called student that contains member ID, name, and how many days he or she visited the class in a year. So that's all our student class. It contains 3 members. Here we create 2 student instances, st1, st2. Then here we are assigning the content of st1 to st3. Content in the sense we will see that in detail now. Here if you see, we are creating a new student. So let's say this is the heap location. And there is one more student created in next line. And that heap location also contains 3 compartments to store ID, name, and number of days present. Then in the stack frame of this function, whatever is function, this code present. So there we will be having st1, st2. And st1 we will be holding the address of 0x. So this will point here. Then in st2 we will be the holding heap location of 0y. So this will point here. So C# won't expose pointers directly like C++, but for understanding purpose, we can consider that these are all the heap location 0x and 0y. Next, if you see, for st1 we are assigning the values ID is 12145, name Ramkumar, and then number of days present 120. And the second object also exactly same as the previous one. So read it as Ramkumar. Here I am just putting ram.k. So through these addresses here we are saying st1.id equal to 12145. That means the 12145 will not get stored here. This is just address location, and we will go here using the dot operator. We reach the address location in the heap. Then we will go to the specific compartment that denotes ID, name, and days present. So we populate these cells. Right. Next, here if you see, we are making use of the equals method. st1.equals. Here it doesn't override IEquatable interface. So here st1.equals means we go to the base class, that is object. So object classes equals method here we are using. So what happened? st1 equals st2. Okay, before that let's consider this one also. st3 equal to st1. It means here in stack we will be creating one more location, st3 equal to st1. So the content will get copied here. That means here the address location is copied 0x. That means this is also pointing to this same 0x. Alright, now here if you see st1 equals to xt2. Here we are making call to equals method, calling on st1 object. What we are passing is st2. st1, st2, we are comparing equals. So the default equals or objects equal method compares the content. It won't dereference the content and compare because it don't know which cell to compare. So what the default implementation will do, it will compare the content of these two addresses. So when these two addresses are equal, then it will return true. But here in this example, if you see st1, st2, when it get compared, these two addresses are not equal. Why? Because this address is 0x, this is 0y. Since both are not equal, it comes here and says st1 and st2 are not equal, which is not right. Why? Because both are exactly equal content wise. Alright, now so this one we saw, this doesn't work. The default implementation of equals. Default implementation means objects equal method. When we doesn't override, the application defaults to the equals method of object. Alright, here now we are comparing st1, once again st1 0x dot equals, this time we are passing st3. If you see, the content are equal here, because content in the sense the cells content here, st1 and st3 is the cells content. So here both are holding 0x, here both are holding 0x. So here it will return st1 and st3 are equal. So simply speaking, when both references are pointing to the same heap location, the default implementation of equals return true. So in this case, this is right. But when heap locations are different, the equals method returns wrong result. There is a possibility. So here, this is the possibility here we are seeing. Now, we have to educate our student class to inform when two students are equal. We can say two students are equal when their ID matches. So we don't need to go for other compartment. It doesn't matter whether they hold the same name or when they both students attended same number of days. So those two information doesn't matter. But when ID matches, we can say two students are equal. So it's up to the class creators logic to tell when two students are equal. Alright, there is no demo here. In the next video, we will implement the IEquatable interface and we will see how to compare two class instances. Thank you for watching. Bye.